Hey, what's up everybody? Crazy Big Sam here. We are back with another video on to show you how I do my renders and stuff. Essentially, I had the idea one day that I loaded up my graphic design folder. It was a long time ago. I had to do graphic design in high school. And so I was looking through the folder, just seeing to get some ideas, and I basically came across creating one of the cover arts that I made in graphic design class. We had in graphic design class was to take three to four different album covers and put them together to make a whole new album cover. So I was like, maybe I could do something similar, but with my character. So the first thing I did was essentially cut up the whole mesh and just leave just the arms, and that's basically about it. This part was just mostly just for the arms. I added a spear and chroma keyed it out, so that way in the future when I actually go into editing it, it'll be a lot easier to cut out that little section for the future renders. The next one was figure out the next background, which is kind of like the middle circle. That circle part, you have like the character or the Imagine Dragons cover looking at a mirror. I was thinking I could add maybe some foliage and add some, background kind of similar to it, but I was like, let's mix it up a little bit. So essentially what I did instead was similar to my other render I have. I did a vaporwave kind of style to it with cubes in the background and levitating vaporwave floors with cubes and such. And then we had the next part, which was the ring part, which I could have did this two different ways. One could have been I did a one-sided figure. To explain this, basically Unity is a good example on how they do one-sided figures. Unity has it so at one face, it looks completely invisible, but the other face is textured. I could have done that, but I decided to do it, figured out that I could probably just do two separate renders more. I mean, I'm gonna have to render these anyways, so what I did is I instead rendered that part of the portal. And as you can see here, I'm doing a chroma key kind of similar to it. I essentially rendered it with that image. So I did a little bit of UV mapping and made the portal so it actually has that texture with it instead. So I did a little bit of warping with the floor, and then essentially we go back into our Clip Studio Paint. Basically put them all together. It's like a little puzzle piece. Essentially I was trying to figure out what kind of space ground I wanted to do. I put the hands in there, and the orb in the middle, chroma keyed it out kind of thing. So we did that, added a little bit of Glaciant blur. I had changed the background to a different space because I was like, maybe it'll look a little bit better with that, but I ended up just going back to the other one because it just looked better. I added some text, have a little bit of blur and glow to it. And essentially, this is the final project. Hope you enjoy, and if you would like to see more of these, please feel free to comment. I would also like to say that I'm also open for commissions, so if you guys want to commission me for any 3D renders, either it being a simple just profile picture. Anyways, bye bye.